a grammar session working with language of the textbook Honeycomb. All the exercises we are going to revise of working with language. Term 2 chapters. First, we have Expert Detectives by Sharda Dwivedi. The author is Sharda Dwivedi. First, let's just come up with the summary. The two siblings were there, Maya and Nisha. They become expert detectives in mission to find out about he has some unusual behavior. They feel so, and their perspectives. Perspective means views. Both of them have different view because Nishad is not much interested in doing all these things, but Maya is doubtful about the man and she suspects that he is a crook. Nishad, I told you it is one of the seventh note of the Saregamapadha Nisa. He's called Nishad and he's very sympathetic and he wants to become friends with Mr. Nath. Yes, now the working with the language in this is tip. Tip can be used in different contexts. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Fingertips, that means the end of our fingers. Tip of the nose is the tip of our end of our nose, pointed end of our nose. So this tip has different meanings. Tip the water out of the bucket means emptying a bucket by tilting it. So next time, don't say that I have spread the water from the bucket. You can use to overturn the boat. Tip of the bat, that is the end of the bat. The police were tipped off means were warned. If you take my tip, that is advice. The bat tipped the ball means the bat lightly touched the ball. So this includes working with the language. Then the word helper, hero, companion, partner, compliance, they all mean the same but cannot be used in the same situation. You should always understand that. It cannot be used in the same context. It has different meanings. The companion. But if you're doing some business with somebody, he is not your companion, he is your business partner. So he's a business partner, my companion on journey. If you are helping your mother, like in the picture, then you are your mother's little helper, very sweet and little helper. Then dog is a companion. But if it is criminal activities and you have some helper, we don't call him helper, we call him accomplice. So the thief's accomplice or somebody who accompanies you for criminal called a good partner, and then tennis, golf, bridge, all these games, if you are playing with somebody, also your partners. The same meaning, but it cannot be used in every situation. Yes, now it talks about the storm. We have to match them. The word break, and then there is a world of difference in the meaning the storm broke. Suddenly it became stormy. Daybreak means the beginning of daylight. Night is over and the beginning of the daylight. His voice is beginning to break. Changing biologically when boys grow up. Their childish voice in the teenage, it becomes manly. That is called changes as he grows up. That is a biological change. Her voice broke and she cried. That means because of sadness, she could not speak. So, third and fourth, you should understand the minute difference only is there. His voice beginning to break, that means biological changes. But her voice broke and she cried means because of sadness, she could not speak. The heat wave broke. Now, suddenly in April and all, it will be there. So that means it is very hot. Broke the bad news. Sometimes somebody passes away, dies, and you are given the duty, please tell him or her. Then you have to break the bad news. Means first you have to prepare the person mentally, tell, oh, it's okay, things happen and all, and then you break it very gently. Break a strike means end the strike. All hell breaks loose means suddenly everything becomes like a hell that is violent and noisy.
Ma'am, break is used the form like break the ice, ma'am.
Yeah, break the ice. So if there is means no activity happening, everybody is nervous and everybody feels why should I? Then if somebody speaks, we say break the ice to begin.
Ma'am, someone is sending annotation request repeatedly, ma'am.
Yeah, such nonsense should not be tolerated. Just throw that person out of the meeting. Just throw it out of the meeting. Such things should not be allowed. We are 2 years old in the school, and if we continue with such things, then we are not grown up. Next, we have the next chapter. Fire, friend, or foe. So that is the next chapter we will be taking up. So first, the summary of the chapter. Fire is both a good servant and a bad master. We have already seen the uses of fire and how fire can become a bad master. It is a blessing when it is used carefully and a curse when it becomes uncontrollable. We need to take precautionary measure. That does not mean that we don't use fire. ये बहुत dangerous है. Nothing like that. We have to be careful. We have to live and also know how to handle fire. So we should not become panic in case something goes wrong. We should know how to handle it. Yes, a lot of respect should be given to the fire workers who are risking their lives to save us and our property. We should have for every carefully and dedicated way. Read the following sentences. To burn paper or piece of wood, we hear it catches fire. We generally do it with a lighted match. Every fuel has a particular temperature at which it burns. This, which is having action, those action words are called verbs and they are used in tenses. When we use it, we are not thinking about the present. We use it to say something happens. Find 10 sentences from the textbook fire. You have to find out when the oxygen in the air combines. So, combined is an action with carbon and hydrogen. So, combines is a verb. A chemical reaction takes place. So, takes is a verb. So, definitely it is a action. Oxygen comes from the air. Oxygen comes. So, comes is a action. So, whatever is an action word that is called verb, that is kriya. Whatever we do, kriya. Fill in the blanks below with words from the box. So there are four words: carbon, cause, fire, smother. Gandhi's life was devoted to the cause of justice and fair play. Have you insured your house against fire? Diamond is nothing but carbon in its purest form. If you put too much coal on the fire at once, you will smother. Smother means you can extinguish or put out. One word in italics is in each sentence. Find the opposite. You are required to keep all the doors open. So the opposite is shut. Pupils mark did I get in pupil? Pupil means student. What mark did I get in teacher yesterday's? You got what when you add 5 and subtract 5 from 10. So 10 minus 5 is equal to 5 marks. Run 4 kilometers a day to preserve your health. Run a lot more to destroy it.
हाय आई एम मास्टर शेफ पंकज भदौरिया और फिर एक बार कोई रेसिपी नहीं शेयर कर रही हूँ आपके साथ कुछ छोटी छोटी सी टिप्स शेयर कर रही हूँ सिंपल सिंपल चीजें जो शायद
increase. If a doctor advises a lean and lanky patient like is Amitabh Bachchan,
ब्रिटिश
and
मेथड
Amitabh
शायद
Bachchan
इसलिए
is
फॉलो करते
very
हैं बिकॉज वी
tall.
हैव अ
To
कॉलोनियल
reduce his weight, be sure he is doing it to increase his income.
and the knife is to be held in your
Then
right hand.
the
जब आप
world
fork
is
को
too
fold
much with
करेंगे,
us late or
इसका जो end
soon.
है,
Getting and
rightfully it should be
spending, we waste
resting
our
within your
powers.
palms like this. Hold it very very comfortably. देखिए कितना easy है. And the knife also hold it by the neck and the end
Use
should
the
be
words given
resting
in the
somewhere
box
in
to
your
fill in the blanks in the
That's
sentence.
it.
Across,
Right.
along,
Now you want
past,
to cut,
through.
hold the food piece
The cat chased the mouse
cut
dash
easily.
across the
आरी
lawn.
नहीं
So these
चलानी
are
है.
what you call
आपको क्या करना है?
prepositions.
Just cut,
We are not allowed to
cut
cross the
and
frontier.
wait.
So we drove
Then please remember
along
आपका
it
जो
as
food
far
piece
as
है
we could
वो इतना
and
छोटा
came
होना
back
चाहिए कि
happy.
आप easily उसे
The
उठा के
horse
अपने
went
pocket में
dashed the
डाल
winning
सकें.
post and had to
बड़ा piece
stop
होगा,
past
you will have to
the
push it
winning
in.
post
Out.
and had to
Okay.
stop with difficulty.
Another very
It is
important
not
thing to remember.
difficult to see
आप
through
खाने के
your
पास
plan.
नहीं जा रहे
Anyone
हैं.
can see
खा
your motive. Go along the yellow line and then turn left. You will reach the post office with 5 minutes. So you know the usual prepositions that are in, on, to, but these are uh, furthermore added to the prepositions. So just you see the use of across, along, past. This is not the past tense. It is a preposition. Then through, along. Next we have A Bicycle in Good Repair by Jerome K. Jerome. Looking forward to an enjoyable day, the narrator is waiting and he woke up very early and waited for his friend to come. And his friend comes half an hour after the scheduled time, pretending to be an expert with machine. So he was pretending. He did not know anything about machine, that the front wheel was wobbling. Perfect condition, the narrator reluctantly lets the man fix the wheel. The narrator is worried about his bicycle. Now the narrator understood that this man does not know, but he is very polite. So, as I told you when I was teaching you the we should be and be polite. Sometimes a lot of irreparable damages happen. Like in the case of this bicycle, a good bicycle was there, and this man he spoiled everything. So it fell into the wrong hands, and now the narrator is not able to stop meddling with this dear machine. Boastful and arrogant. He was very boastful. Simply, he was boasting is telling very high about yourself when you know nothing. An incompetent friend. The narrator watches the man wrestling. He was wrestling with the bicycle. Wrestling is kusti and all, and he was doing, though he knew nothing. The narrator can only watch his perfectly assembled bicycle. The bicycle was so perfectly assembled, and in the hands of this incompetent and boastful, getting spoiled, tired, and even bleeding. He was bleeding, but the man at last said, "Now I have repaired the bicycle." It seems that the bicycle suffered as himself. The old man is cleaning himself and leaving, and the narrator is left with a spoiled bicycle. Actually, he had a very good machine. Now it is completely spoiled. Working with the language. Now we have the modals. Modals. We should. So should is go for a long bicycle ride. I ought to. Ought to. It is a preposition also will be there in this. I ought to have been firm. We mustn't lose any of them. So mustn't is must not. So the words in italics are modal auxiliaries with the it may I come in, it is for permission, may is used, willingness, I will come, then should, must, ought to, they are for obligation, necessity, or desirability. We should go for a holiday. Here, should means suggestion. It is a good idea. Let's go for a holiday. He is no too well these days. That means he must see the doctor before matters become worst condition, and then it's compulsory. Here it is compulsory. You ought to listen to me. I am well over a decade older than you. It means he is forcing that I am older to you, and it is advisable you listen to me. So should and ought can be changed, interchanged also. Sometimes you can use ought to instead of should also.
Ma'am, we can say that we ought to respect our national flag.
No, that is must only. There is no other choice. Should is a moral obligation. You can do, you may not do. Should and ought to responsibility. People don't. So it is his moral. But you ought, you must respect the national flag, you must pay the school fees in time, you must follow the rules and regulations of the school. There's no other go. It is compulsory. So for compulsion, we use must. Rewrite
Okay.
the sentences. Okay. Yeah, jumbled sentences using should, ought to, or must. You are obliged to do your duty irrespective of the consequences. So, what is the answer? You ought to do your duty irrespective of the results or the consequences. You will do well to study at least for an hour every day. You fail in exam, that is your moral responsibility. The doctor says it is necessary for her to sleep 8 hours every night. So here, when it is a doctor's prescription, the doctor is advising for sleeping. So the doctor said she must because she has some medical disorders. It is right that you show respect towards elders and affection towards youngsters. So you should or ought to show respect towards elders and affection towards. Must is you cannot compel anybody to respect. So it should be should or ought to. It is manners, it is correct, but still moral should or ought to should. Next is the story of cricket. Use should, must, ought to. Two or more single sentences can be combined. People who live in glass house should not throw stones. We must to wipe your feet before coming into the house, especially during rains. You must do what the teacher tells you. There is no other go. The pupils were told that they ought to write more neatly. This is must because sign in front of the park is you must not walk on the grass. Otherwise, you will have a fine. They will fine you. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for having made such a remark. He left home at 9 o'clock. He should be here any minute. Whatever happened to the chocolate cake? How should I know? I have just arrived. So you must have seen that how must is used in the public places. You have to behave. Sign in front of the park is don't park your vehicle here. So you must not park your vehicle there. Otherwise, you are fined. So some things they invite trouble. In those sentences, we use must. Two or more single sentences can be combined to form a single sentence. I made an effort and was pleased with myself. This sentence is in fact a combination of two. First is I made effort, then I was very happy with myself. So these are the two varieties of things which two sentences can be combined and is used and the sentence has been combined. I did not see it. Why should he shake it? So you have to combine it. I did not see why he should shake it. That two sentences, how to combine them? Hmm? I did not see why. So it is not what you call compulsory. It you can remove and then the two sentences can be combined. I went to the tool shed to see what I could find. Three parts. I went to the tool shed. I went to see what could I find. So three sentences they have been combined. I went to the tool shed to see what I could find. When I came back, he was sitting on the ground. Two parts. He was sitting on the ground. I came back. We may as what is this word? See what the matter with it. Now it is out. Yeah, show us the three parts. So instead of T, it should be we may as well see what is the matter with it. Now it is out. We may as well see what is the matter with it. Now it is out. Now, this is a good exercise and it will be asked whatever you put before a word that is called suffix, and in case you put add after the word, then it is prefix. No, this is prefix before the word and suffix after the word. En, encourage, weaken. So encourage is prefix and weaken because en is added afterwards, it is a suffix. En in the beginning of the word is not always a prefix or suffix. Some words they have it ending. Ending en is not a suffix or prefix. But courage and en if we have added, then encourage is equal to a suffix and prefix. That you have to understand. Some words they have en already. Now let us categorize suffix, prefix, and part of the word. Encourage, what is encourage? Prefix. Dampen, suffix. Listen already has en. It is a part of the word. We did not add. Endanger, prefix. Soften, suffix. But barren is spelling is en is there. Enclose, suffix, prefix. Fasten, suffix, even it has already the word we have not added. Enable, weaken, but enclave we have it. In the same way, enact, enjoy is what you call, it should come as a part of the word. Ensure, entrap, encircle, deepen, forgotten, quicken, tighten, fixen. Okay, that's correct. Yeah. Which is the no, still not there. Encouragement. If we write encourage and then add ment, then it becomes suffix. If we write courage and add en, then it is prefix. For example, energy. Energy is a part of the word because the spelling of energy is en. Enquiry, it is also the part of the word. Happen also is like that. Sudden also and end also. So the heading is wrong. Heading is wrong that it should be the part of the word. Otherwise, category is correct, but the prefix which is written that is wrong. It is part of the word because happen. I did not add en. Happen is happen only. En was there only in the spelling itself.
Ma'am, but enjoy is also a part of word, no ma'am?
If enjoyment was there, then definitely it is a suffix. But enjoy is a word.
Ma'am, we cannot break it as n plus joy like that, ma'am.
That's what enquiry. Huh?
Ma'am, he is is asking that can we write a word with suffix and prefix? Like you said, encouragement. No, ma'am. Like N is a prefix and ment is suffix. He is asking that, ma'am.
No, either we make the word suffix or we made the word. Question is asked, add suffix, add prefix, add suffix, prefix, and such question is not asked. So it will not be asked like that. Story of cricket. Again, it is an Indian author. Cricket has become a sport that is played in villages, streets, and because of TV, it has got a lot of audience, and everybody is watching and imitating. Everybody just with three stones and one bat, they will play cricket. One ball bat should be there. Otherwise, with stump and all is not required at all for gully cricket. Gully cricket, very nice cricket. And India is the largest audience of the game, and Indian cricketers are highest paid players. That is why it has become cricket fever in India, and the game has originated in rural England. As I told you, England had all colonies. That is why they have so many. So boys will be able to answer this fast. What are the cricket terms in this? Ball is there, slip is there. Cricket fans answer.
Ma'am, wicket one and stump out, ma'am. Ma'am, ma'am,
Over.
out is there, ma'am.
Over.
Ma'am,
Yes,
wicket.
1 over is equal to
Ma'am,
over.
out. Ma'am, wicket, ma'am, wicket. Ma'am, bowled, ma'am. B-O. You,
Yeah,
B-O. Ma'am, medal. Ma'am, medal over. Medal. Medal is there, ma'am.
Ma'am, maiden is over. Ma'am, boundary, ma'am, boundary.
Also there, ma'am.
Boundary, ma'am, boundary, ma'am.
Ma'am, draw is there, ma'am.
Out, ma'am.
Three.
Out is six.
Ma'am, six and out are there, ma'am.
Stump. Wicket is also wicket. Over also is there. And draw is there, ma'am. Wicket.
Wicket.
Ma'am, stump.
Stump is there. Okay, draw. Good, good. This everybody is a cricket fan. Girls are also active in cricket. So there are
Out
many.
six.
Yeah, Mithali Raj. There are many Mithali Raj in 7th class. Mithali Raj is captain of women's team. Add ly. That is also a grammar question. He runs between wickets as if his legs were stiff. So that is one type. Another, when you want to add ly, we have to change. He runs between wickets stiffly. Why did the batsman swing the hat in such a violent manner? Why did the batsman swing the bat so violently? It is obvious that the work has not been done proper way. It is obvious the work has not been done properly. He made the statement in a firm manner. He made the statement firmly. These are very interesting exercises which can be asked in the second term. The job is completed within a week in an easy way. The job can be completed within a week easily. So y has to be removed, I and then ly. So add ly and then rewrite the sentences. So a lot of scope is there in grammar. As a matter of fact, we had better see to it by accident as well. Actually, I did not intend to come to your place. I reached here without planning. Now we are going to use the appropriate word. Actually, I did not intend to come to your place. I reached here by accident. Sunil, there is a letter for you in today's post. There is one for me also. Sunil, there is a letter for you in today's post. There is one for me as well. Everybody thought I had composed the poem. The truth is, my younger sister did it. Everybody thought that I had composed the poem. As a matter of fact, my younger sister did it. The doctor told the patient to make sure that he took his pills on time. The doctor told the patient to see it that he took the pills on time. It is will be better for us to plan our trip before setting out. We had better plan our trip before setting out. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day, ma'am.
Happy weekend.